When I was expecting my first baby, I loved researching all of the cool baby products that are out there. And I just love baby products. Like, it's honestly a lot of fun. And we bought quite a few things for our first baby, including a lot of name brand kinds of items. And now that it's been 2 years and we're expecting baby number 2 on the way, there have definitely been some of those baby products that I regret buying. Hey guys, I'm Marissa, and if you are new here, then welcome to my channel. I'm a mom to my son Peter, who is almost 2, and I'm expecting baby boy number 2 here in June, in just a few months. And I'm also very passionate about budgeting and saving money, so I felt like this was an applicable video for you to not waste money on things like I did. And if you're interested in those things, I would love to have you as part of my YouTube family. You can scroll down and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any new videos. So let's just dive in with all of these baby products that I regret buying. And yes, a lot of them are brand names that I spent a lot of money on. The first thing that I regret buying is the Fawn design diaper bag. Now, I saw so many influencers using this diaper bag and it's so stinking cute. And so I was like, yes, I'm gonna get that. Like, it's a, cute diaper bag, because there are a lot of diaper bags out there that are just straight up ugly. But I decided to buy this one, and I had a couple more diaper bags. I didn't have just one, but I bought this one because I thought it was so cute. I ended up getting the mini version because I thought that maybe it would be better if it was, smaller, or then I wasn't like spending as much money. So I got the mini version in like the brown color. I thought it was like a really nice color. Looking at their website right now, the mini goes for $100. And when you think about it, spending $100 on something that you're going to carry around with you for years, like your purse, like that's not that bad. But I was disappointed in this diaper bag versus another one that I have that I'll share about. So with the Fawn design diaper bag, I don't think you realize how heavy this bag is. Like, the leather material that this bag is made out of is so heavy, and so then when you put all the other things in the diaper bag, it just becomes extra heavy. So that is one huge downside to this bag. The other downside is that, like, the mini at least is just too small, I feel like, for us to keep as a diaper bag. Maybe with like one small child, but now that especially that I'm having 2, like, there's no way that I feel like I could have everything in there. And then it's just like one zipper with an open bucket kind of thing. And I'm not against the open bucket kind of diaper bag, but it just didn't hold a ton of things in there. But also it was just like one big bucket, so it didn't keep things organized very well. So this diaper bag is super cute, but it just doesn't have as much functionality, I feel like, for us, because of how heavy it was and how it didn't like fit enough things. So maybe the larger normal size diaper bag would have been a better option, but then I can't help but think how much heavier that would be because it would be a full size diaper bag. And then the straps to it just are not very comfortable. So it's super cute, and that's why I bought it, but it just honestly did not make sense for us. So I tried to use it for a bit because I thought it was so cute and I wanted to use it, but the functionality piece just didn't make sense. So the diaper bag that I have and use day to day is the Lily Baby, I don't even know if that's how you say it, diaper bag. That one is also not cheap, but I think that it had better functionality where the Fawn design one didn't. So it's still made of like the leather material, which I really like the look of it, but it's not heavy like the Fawn design one is. It's much more lightweight, and it's a bigger kind of bag, so I'm able to fit more things into it. But it has additional compartments there, so I feel like we've had plenty of room to be able to fit all the things in the diaper bag, even though it still is one like big bucket bag, but still has compartments on the side. But I feel like the Lily Baby one has fit the look that I like, and also more of that functionality piece. So I definitely would prefer that one over the Fawn design one, and I'm bummed because I really wanted to love the Fawn design one because I'd seen so many influencers use it and thought it was so cute, but it just did not make sense. Also, I will leave links to anything that I talk about that I like down in the description box below, and you can check it out there if you want to see it there. All right, the next baby product that I regret buying would be the Mamaroo. And I know that this is a really popular one, but I know people either say that they love it or they hate it. And for our son Peter, he did not love the Mamaroo. Dare I say he hated it. But it seems so cute. Like, when you look at it, like, it's a really like aesthetically pleasing more look of a baby swing. Like, you know, the traditional baby swings, they're just ugly. And for it to sit in your living room, you're like, I don't want something like ugly like that. But that's why I love the 4Moms Mamaroo one, because it was also more compact. Like, it didn't take up a bunch of space in the living room. Our living room was pretty small. And also it like looked really aesthetically pleasing. So we got that, and Peter just didn't love it. We'd set him in there and he would just like scream. I think until he was maybe like 4 months old, and at that point then he was close to outgrowing it. So I feel like it definitely didn't get its use. And again, I've heard that kids either love it or they hate it. So your kid may love it, and that's great. We are keeping it around because I did buy it, and maybe our second baby will like it. Like, who knows, we'll give it a shot. But this is something that I wish I maybe would have just like bought used to try it out, or like borrowed from a friend to see if the baby liked it before I like bought it, because it definitely is not cheap. The Mamaroo is priced at $250, which yeah, is definitely not cheap. And there's a lot other cheaper baby swing options out there that your baby may enjoy, and there probably was a baby swing option out there that our son would have enjoyed more. I never ended up buying a different baby swing because we just like literally did not have the room for anything else in our living room. So we just like kind of went without the baby swing, but I wish we could have had something that would have worked. So if you used a baby swing that you enjoy, let me know in the comments below what that would be. And maybe we could find something for this second baby if the Mamaroo ends up not working out again. But I did let like a friend borrow the Mamaroo when she had a baby last year when we weren't using it, and her daughter seemed to like it just fine. So I think it just really depends on the baby, but it's definitely expensive. Okay, the next thing that I have on my list is another 4Moms product, and that is the 4Moms Breeze Plus Play Yard. And this thing sells for $270. And I have to give like a little asterisk to this one, because the model that they now have out I think makes a lot more sense, but the one that I bought, like that was out when I bought it, made 0 sense. And I had no clue until like we had it all put together. But this was like a huge dilemma for us, and was like a really big frustration for the first bit of having a newborn. So let me tell you why. So this was our plan when our son Peter was born. We were planning to put him in the little bassinet portion of this play yard and have him there like as a newborn next to us in our room. And so we used that for a couple weeks. But the way that their previous model was set up was that there was like one compartment to hold like the baby that the baby could sleep in, and then there was an additional compartment where you could like have as a changing station, which I like love that idea, right? But the compartment where the baby sleeps is only the width of the entire play yard, so it's very small. And so within 4 weeks of Peter being a newborn, he had already outgrown it. And he wasn't that big of a baby, but he'd like outgrown the length of it, and we were having to put him in like diagonally because he was too long for it. And so I just felt like that was such a silly design, because you can only use it for such a short amount of time. So that really caused us a headache, because we were like first-time parents and we weren't expecting him to outgrow that so quickly. So we ended up having to then borrow a halo bassinet from some of our friends for another month, until we then finally decided to buy the snoo bassinet. So we bought that when our son was 8 weeks old, and something that I just wish we would have done from the beginning. We love the snoo. But this 4Moms Breeze Play Yard definitely did not work out for us in the beginning. Now, once the infant insert was out and you use it as just a play yard, like it was great. We kept it downstairs and we'd set the baby in it like anytime we needed to like walk away for something and have him in like a safe contained place, or if we haven't had to use it for this case. But I'm glad that we have a play yard so that we can like take it somewhere if we are ever like spending the night at the beach, or you know, do something like that, then we have a place for him. But there are a lot other cheaper options out there. Now, the Breeze Yard that they now have, it makes so much more sense, and I don't know why they ever made the one that I had bought, like the previous model, because this one now has like the infant compartment is the actual like same length and width as the bottom of the play yard, but it's just like up higher, which makes a lot more sense, and your child can use it for longer. And then it has an additional little thing that folds up that you can use as a changing station. So that's perfect. That makes a lot more sense. The other model that I had made 0 sense. So that's why there's an asterisk next to it, because I probably would buy it now, but I would definitely not buy it with the previous model that I now have, but I will not be buying this new model for baby number 2 because, again, we now have like an actual bassinet. We have this new bassinet, so we don't really have a need for that like infant insert portion that we were planning to use for our first baby. The next thing that I have on my regrets list is the Hakka Pump. So I breastfed my son Peter. We definitely had quite a journey into breastfeeding in the beginning, and I think it took us probably 8 weeks until we were like exclusively breastfeeding. So I was pumping some, we were having to supplement with formula at times, and the Hakka, I tried it out to be able to like nurse my son on one side and then have the Hakka on the other, but with the way that the Hakka is shaped and everything, it's like really hard to manage, especially if you're like a new mom trying to breastfeed, of like keeping your baby on one side and then having them not kick it off when it's on your other breast. And so it just like dangles out and sits there. Anyway, it didn't seem comfortable and didn't seem like functional for that. So I used it I think once and I was like, this is too complicated. And so I didn't use it again. And I know a lot of people say a lot of great things about the Hakka, and it's great that it catches like letdown from your other breast when you're feeding on the other side, and it also then like just kind of pulls out the milk with the suction that it has. But the functionality of it, of like the shape of the Hakka, makes kind of zero sense. So this time around I actually bought the LV Curve. I think that's what it's called, the LV Curve. And this one is actually shaped to like fit in your bra. And it's like the same concept of the Hakka, where it then catches letdown and also then provides the suction so that it like sucks out some milk as well. So you can nurse on one side and then keep the LV Curve like in your bra on the other side. So I'm excited to try that one out, and I'll definitely let you guys know like what I think about that. It's not cheap, it's more expensive than the Hakka, but I think that like the design of it makes a lot more sense, that it can just like be in your bra and then you don't have to worry about your baby kicking it off. So I'm excited to give that one a try and see if that works any better. But the Hakka, I feel like so many people talked it up that it was like this amazing thing, and yeah, it's great that it like catches letdown and all that, but like it was just so difficult to be able to figure out like how to nurse while also having that on. So I was not a fan of the Hakka. The next thing that I have on my list is one thing that we actually use quite a lot, but I just don't think it's worth it, and that is the DockATot. So the DockATot is $150, and it is just like a little sleeper kind of thing that you can put your baby in, like a place that you can lay the baby down. But with the DockATot, you also shouldn't have like unsupervised sleep of the baby, and it technically also shouldn't be used as like a co-sleeper kind of thing, which we never used it as that. But we would have it like in our living room, and it would seem like a soft little like cushy place for like him to take a nap. And so we would lay him in the DockATot and he'd take a nap while we were like sitting right here with him. And so he was always like supervised while he was in it, and we never used it like in our bed or anything like that. But therefore I just think that it's kind of a steep price for something for that little of use. Like $150 just seems like a lot. And again, it's something that like we used a lot, honestly. We used it quite a bit, but I don't know if that was fully worth it, or if there would have been better options out there. So I think that if the DockATot was maybe like half the price, sure, but for it to be $150 to have like a little like sleeping spot for your baby that you need to watch them with sleep, like you can't leave them unattended in there, is not a super great use of money in my own opinion. The next thing that I have on my list is another thing that we use every single day, but I still have it on my list, and that is the Baby Leto crib. So Baby Leto is kind of like a higher end like brand for baby stuff, and they make cribs that are really cute. They're really cute. And we bought this one. I can't even find it anymore because we bought it like almost 3 years ago at this point. But their cribs are like $400 to $500, and I think we spent closer to like the $400 range. I was able to get it on sale, but still we spent a lot of money on it. And it's just like a neutral like wood color. But here's the thing, it's just not super great quality, and it feels kind of like plasticky with like wood covering on it. Like it's not like actual solid wood. That's at least what it feels like when you tap on it, if you know what I mean. And so it just felt like a lot of money to spend on something that IKEA basically sells one that looks very similar for a lot less. And so hindsight, I wish I would have just bought like the IKEA crib, because that was kind of the style that I liked, why I like this baby Leto crib. Wish I would have just bought the cheap IKEA one instead of spending hundreds of dollars on this baby Leto one that just didn't seem like it was as great of quality. So there are some really cute baby Leto ones out there as I'm like looking here online, but I was just not impressed with the quality for it being that much money. But that being said, my son Peter still sleeps in that crib every single night, and we're still going to use that same crib for baby number 2 here soon. So still using it, but just not impressed with the quality. Another thing that I have on my list is too many of fill in the blank. First off would be swaddle blankets. Like, there are so many cute swaddle blankets, and we got so many because they all had like the cutest patterns. The thing is, you don't need that many swaddle blankets. Like, you just need probably a pack of 3 or 4, and that is plenty. But there were so many cute designs that I have so many, and there are so many that like my son Peter didn't even use. And then also we always use like the Velcro swaddles for like nighttime kind of stuff, so it just became like a little baby blanket, you know, and that was something that we didn't need 10 of. Like, you only need a couple. So we're not buying any more swaddle blankets for baby number 2, because some of them are like literally brand new from my first son, so we'll just keep that. Another thing that you buy that I bought too many of that I regret is pacifiers. You don't know if your baby's going to even take a pacifier or like what brand they'd like, but I found some that were like so cute, and I was like, oh, these will be so cute for the baby to use. Turns out my baby didn't even like the pacifier, so that was just also kind of a waste. Another thing would be like bottles. Like, you aren't sure what kind of bottle your baby's going to take, so don't like get 4 of the same kind of bottle, because you don't know if they're not going to like that kind. So if anyone's asking for my advice, I would say that on these like items where you could have a lot of like one thing, don't do it. Just like get 1 or 2 little things of that like item, and then if it ends up that like your baby really likes this kind of pacifier, then go buy more. But don't like prepare ahead of time with a whole bunch of one thing, because you don't know if they're gonna like it or not. And then the final thing that I have on my list is baby clothes and shoes. Now, I had a boy, so I did not have as much stuff as what some of you girl moms have out there, but even having a boy, there were so many outfits that he just never wore, because your baby isn't going to wear like cute outfits out all the time. Like, they're gonna wear a onesie or like a zip up sleeper, and those were the things that came in handy for us. Like, he just had a couple little outfits, and that was about it. And I think as far as shoes went, I think he had like 1 pair of shoes, and that's all he needed. There's no functional purpose of shoes for your baby. It was just like a cute little thing that he then wore when he was like 4 months old or something, you know. But there's no reason to have fancy baby clothes or baby shoes. Go spend your money on something else. And I didn't have a lot of this, but again, we even didn't go through all of the outfits that we had for him, but now we have lots of things available for our second boy conveniently. So those are all of the baby products that I regret buying. Let me know in the comments below, what is a baby product that you have regretted buying, or also if one of the things is on my list that you actually love, let me know, because I know that everything's different for everyone. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.
About to leave, already